What's up, all you legends? Welcome back to our Pokemon Radical Red Part 15 walkthrough guide. In the last video, we did defeat the Psychic Gym Leader, Sabrina. So today's video is a bit of a grind video. It's a longer one. But we are going to make our way to Fuchsia City. There's a lot of trainers to battle along the way, and a ton of awesome Pokemon to catch. Probably this stretch after Celadon City, after beating Sabrina, I think has probably got some of the best Pokemon that you can catch in the game. We're also gonna try awaken the Sleeping Snorlax and try catch Snorlax. Snorlax is one of my favorite Pokemon from the original 151. So we can go on to awakening Snorlax. We do have our Pokeflute that we got from Giovanni, I believe. And yeah, we're going to see what Pokemon we encounter along the way, battle everyone, and make our way to Fuchsia City. In Fuchsia City, there's the gym leader, Koga. I'm hoping we can battle him. He is the bug-type gym leader, so he's got a lot of poison attacks and some attacks that also paralyze, but mostly poison. So we'll see how we do. I might have to swap my team up. I'm not sure which Pokemon are effective against bug-type, but maybe fire, steel, or psychic, perhaps. I'm not sure. I need to double-check. We did get given a TM from this woman, and usually we get blocked a little bit further down the line by Snorlax. I haven't even explored this area yet, so some of these battles are quite easy. The Pokemon's levels are still around 30 to 40, and I should have battled them around that when my Pokemon were around that level, but my Pokemon are a lot stronger now, so I should make quick work of these guys. I'm hoping we can catch Snorlax, because I think Snorlax holds leftovers, and that's a pretty useful hold item because it heals your Pokemon a tiny bit every turn. And there are two Sleeping Snorlaxes, so I'm going to try catch the one here first. And later on in the game, I'll try to catch the second one. We are nearing the end of the game. After we defeat Koga, there's only two more gym leaders left. We have Blaine, the fire-type gym leader, which is on Cinnabar Island. There is a bit of work to do on Cinnabar. I believe we have to explore some museum there, if I can remember correctly. And then once we defeat Blaine, we can make our way back to Viridian City. The first gym we went to, but there was no gym leader there. I believe the gym leader might be Claire in this version of Radical Red 4.0. And if it is Claire, she is a dragon-type gym leader, so our 8th battle be against a dragon-type gym leader, which should be quite interesting. But if we can beat Claire, then we can make our way through Victory Road and onto the Elite Four. So I'm excited. The ending is near, and we've still got a ton to do, but we're getting there ever so slowly. And once we defeat the Elite Four, that's the main arc of the game complete. So that is quite an achievement if you can beat the Elite Four. I'm extremely nervous to challenge them because I know it's crazy tough. You have to beat all 4 trainers, and you've got to battle an extra one at the end. I think it's your rival, but I'm not too sure. My Scizor did just beat a Dondozo, so we are still encountering new Pokemon against these trainers. There's so many Pokemon in this game that you sometimes only encounter them once or twice in battle. And a bit further on down the line, I am going to show you the area where I believe you can catch a Charmander and a Bulbasaur. There was another Dynamax Den raid we just went past, so I might go back and do the Dynamax raids a bit later on, maybe once I've defeated all the gym leaders, and I need to get my Pokemon's level up. So now we got a tag team fight, 2 Toxtricities. Toxtricity is super underrated. I feel it's one of the cooler electric type Pokemon. I used Toxtricity in my previous game of Radical Red. He was my electric type and he did really well. Electric and poison is such a strong dual type because you can paralyze and you can poison. There's a lot of effects you can cause against opponents. So he is a really cool electric Pokemon to consider. You can buy Toxel, I believe, from the Game Corner. It's a prize at the Game Corner. So if you do want Toxtricity as an electric type, maybe go save, put away some money and go buy a Toxel, and you can train him up. But here we have come across this first Snorlax. I'm going to save in case I don't catch him. I really want to catch him, so if I don't, I'm going to reload and try again. We play our Pokeflute, and the beast awakens in a grumpy rage. Okay, level 45 Snorlax. Okay, it's not that high of a level. I'm gonna try use a quick ball. It's my favorite ball. And yes, we catch it first go. We didn't even have to attack him. That's why I love quick balls so much. And we got the leftovers item. So this could not have gotten better. I love the quick ball because it's only useful during your first attack as you come across the wild Pokemon. The quicker you use it, the more effective it is. So whenever I find a Pokemon in the wild, I like to try with the quick ball first. And if it doesn't catch it, then you've got to battle it down and use a different normal Pokeball. But quick balls can be really useful if it catches them on the first go. Especially later on when the legendary Pokemon become available, because they run away very quickly. So often you can't really battle them. They just flee. So when you encounter them, it helps to just throw a quick ball and try your luck. We did pick up an item finder now from Oak's Aid. That will help us find hidden items in areas, normally in tunnels or anywhere really. You can turn on your item finder and it will help you find some of the hidden items in the game. Okay, we've got a little house here with the fisherman. He wants us to show him some Pokemon or something that his stone can help. So I'm guessing he's got like a water stone or something. Maybe you have to bring him a Poliwhirl. I'm just guessing. I have no idea. But I'll look into that and see what that's about. I'll have to Google that. And now I just want to say, before moving on, we caught the Snorlax, but I thought this would be quite a breeze to make our way to Fuchsia City. I do remember that there's a lot of people to battle along the way, but I thought it would be fairly easy, but boy, was I wrong. Some of these battles are super tough. I do recommend that if you don't have a lot of revives and potions and ethers, stock up after you beat Snorlax. Go to the Pokemart, buy a whole bunch of stuff, and then come back and continue this path to Fuchsia, because some of these battles are super tough. I've battled some trainers here that could have almost been gym leaders. They've got the craziest Pokemon, and they're super tough battles. I probably lost 4 or 5 times just along this path to Fuchsia, so it wasn't all easy. I was completely wrong. I thought I'd just beat all the trainers with ease and make our way through, but that wasn't the case. I did lose a few times, had to go back to the last Pokemon Center, make my way all the way back through this path. So it does help rather stock up in your revives and your potions and that. because I did use all my Pokeballs as well, all 5 of them. So it just helps to have some items to save you a bit of time instead of going back and forth. But I came across crazy Pokemon, like we just defeated a Nidoqueen. Some of the really coolest Pokemon that we've battled are found in these trainers along the way. And this stretch of the game is the perfect time to train up some weaker Pokemon, catch them up, get their levels up a bit. Or if there's other Pokemon in your team that are really low levels, add them to your party now if some of your other Pokemon have reached the level cap. Get them up, keep them as a potential Pokemon on the bench. I've tried to put like 20 to 30 Pokemon on the bench now that I have to switch in and out. I'm trying to EV train them perfectly, get their levels up. We're slowly getting there. I've got about half of them ready. But I do want to have about 30 Pokemon all reaching the level cap, or with the correct EV training and cool attacks equipped. Then it's a big time saver when you are struggling with a boss fight and you've got that room to play and switch around your team. Otherwise, you're constantly playing catch up and you're constantly training new Pokemon. So I'm trying to get ahead of that. We do find a little item here. We pick up some iron. I will let you know which battles were really tough that I came across here. A bit further down, you battle... here we have 2 gym leaders you battle, one after each other, so just be prepared for it. Heal your Pokemon if you haven't, because you battle one and then as you defeat him, you battle the second and you don't have time to heal your Pokemon. So, it's quite a tough fight. My first time round, I beat the first trainer and then the second one beat me because most of my Pokemon were knocked out or damaged already. I wasn't really prepared for it, and then the second time round I beat the second trainer. But yes, just be aware that you're going to battle 2 trainers right after each other. I think it's 5 or 6 Pokemon in total, so it's almost like a little boss battle. Definitely one of the tougher fights. And they got some cool Pokemon. And here we come across our first little patch of grass to catch new Pokemon and stuff. So after you defeat these guys, you can search the area, see if there's anything cool to catch. 2 of my Pokemon have already been knocked out. He's got a Conkeldurr, which is also such a cool Pokemon. The Pokemon you battle against trainers now are all final evolutions and quite strong. Like here also is just Sandslash, but the the Alolan Sandslash, the Ice type one. So some cool Pokemon that we're coming across. I do defeat... You one-shotted my Axorus, can you believe it? That's why it's getting so hard. But we do defeat the first trainer, it's then the second trainer that's the problem. Luckily, I could defeat him. I did lose the first time, so my Pokemon got healed. But also he has a Frostlass, which is a cool Ice and Psychic type Pokemon. It's a really strong Pokemon to have in your team. You should know by now that I love my dual-type Pokemon. I'd actually love to catch a Volcanion, but I think you can only get it after the Elite Four. It's one of the legendary beasts. We did see a Terrakion earlier on in one of the caves, but Volcanion should be available as well. I just need to find its location. I'm not sure if you can catch it before or after the Elite Four, but I assume after. We still need to get the HM Rock Smash. We haven't had Rock Smash for the longest time. A lot of the paths have been blocked. That's why when we do get Rock Smash, if we get it before the Elite Four, I'm definitely going to probably go back all the way to Fuchsia City and make our way through. I'm going to use Cut in the areas and Surf in the areas and Rock Smash in the areas that we didn't explore in the beginning. And I'm going to go city to city, so I'm going to go to Viridian City, Pewter City, go through the caves, just work our way through everything, because there were so many paths that were blocked either by Cut or Rock Smash or Surf that we couldn't do at the time. So if we go back, I'm sure there's a ton of items, a ton of TMs and things you'll pick up, and that might just help you get ahead when we at the Final Four. So I want to explore all these areas, and I'm sure we'll find a lot of the areas where these legendary Pokemon are going to be. And the last time I played it, I did catch a lot of the legendaries. I caught a Mewtwo, which is really cool. Definitely want to go back and catch Mewtwo again. You can only get Mewtwo after the Elite Four, though. So I'm hoping there are some legendaries we can catch before. We just have to see. I can't remember where we get Rock Smash from. I've hit a blank, but I'll look into it. Hopefully we do get it kind of soon. I am really keen to explore the Safari Zone in Fuchsia City. So I'm hoping in the next video we're going to battle Koga and possibly explore the Safari Zone. So that'll be really cool. Okay, here's Birdkeeper Sebastian. He's got a Gliscor first. Gliscor is a ground or rock type and poison. My Lapras does a lot of damage to it. We knock out the Gliscor, so that's not too much of a problem. We also make it confused. Earthquake isn't strong enough for Lapras. And my Pokemon are slowly reaching the level cap. I think the level cap currently is 67. I could be wrong. But then they sent out a Togekiss, which is also a crazy strong Pokemon. Togepi evolves into Togetic and Togekiss or something. So it's nice to see some of these unusual Pokemon that you kind of forget about. I wouldn't mind playing the game again, possibly, and trying a completely different team. That's what I really enjoy about this game, is you can start it over when you get the itch to play a Pokemon game and just go for something completely different. Some people go for all fighting teams, or fire teams, or water teams. So you can really challenge yourself and just have a bit of fun. This Togekiss is doing a lot of damage to my team. It seems like we're not knocking him out too easily. But an electric attack should be super effective as it is flying. So we got Togetic out the way, and then the huge Tropius comes out. Tropius is such a cool Pokemon. It kind of looks like it's already evolved. But it's not, it's just a base Pokemon, and it doesn't have an evolution. But it is quite a cool Pokemon to have for a grass type. A lot of people forget about Tropius. Luckily my fire type should be quite effective. We knock out the Tropius. And he's got one more Pokemon left. And yes, can you see a Charizard, a level 56 Charizard? This is what I mean, that and it Mega evolves into a Mega Charizard. This is what I was saying. Like, some of these battles are almost like gym battles. The Pokemon are crazy. Yeah, I just battled a Togetic, a Tropius, Gliscor, and a Mega Charizard in just a normal trainer battle. This guy should be a gym leader. So you really come across some cool Pokemon in tough battles along this path. So it's cool that we got to see a Mega Charizard. I would love to try catch a shiny version of Charmander. And also, I'm not sure what color a shiny Charmander would be. but I'd love to catch one and add him to my team and also be able to Mega Evolve it. I wonder if you Mega Evolve a shiny, if the Mega will also be a different color. If you know, please let me know in the comments. Okay, here's also another really cool Pokemon, Shiftry. I wouldn't mind adding Shiftry to my team as well. There was a Pokemon I added in my team last time, not Shiftry, Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl was also really strong. I remember it could use a lot of fairy attacks, and he was quite quick. And here's a Goodra, so there's also a lot of dragon types that we're coming across. Dragon types. Just saw a Charizard. So to work through these battles takes a bit of time. I thought we'd fly through them, but it's not the case. It's been a slow battle and a slow grind. This is the first time in the game we've also seen Alcremie, which is pretty cool to see. I remember in the TCG card game, I pulled an Alcremie out of Shining Fates, I think. Pretty cool card. It was a rainbow rare, I think. Can't even remember. Yeah, it's cool to see some of these Pokemon along this path. Also, oh, and an Espeon. Sheesh, can you believe it? Fighting Alcremie and an Espeon. Crazy evolution. What I was going to say is when we get to Fuchsia City, we battle Koga, and we're gonna go to the Safari Zone. In the Safari Zone, there's supposed to be quite a couple of these Paradox version of the Pokemon. So I definitely want to try catch a few Paradox Pokemon. I definitely want to add one, at least one, to my team. There's so many cool ones. There's like, can't think of all their names. There's like Screamtail, Roaring Moon, which is like the Salamence version. Brood Bonnet. I believe there's like a green Tyranitar version. There's the Donphan version, the Great Tusk. So there's quite a few. I definitely want to see their stats and their type and possibly add one to the team. And in the Safari Zone, we do get the HM Surf. So that's going to be super useful. We can start exploring seas and exploring some islands. Lots of people to battle in the waters, lots of items to find. So at least that's going to unlock a whole new area for us. The last thing we need is Rock Smash, and then I think we can pretty much explore the whole map. Maybe the whole map will be unlocked. I'm trying to think if there's any other HMs we might need. We've got Flash. Oh, we might need Waterfall. I don't know if we have Waterfall yet, but that might be the last HM. Normally it's the last HM that you get that allows you to go up the waterfalls. Then you really can explore the whole map, so that's when I want to start. From the beginning, explore all the areas, try to pick up every item, every Mega Evolution item, try to catch all the rare Pokemon. So I definitely want to do all of that before I battle the Elite Four. So I'll definitely make a video exploring just the secret areas or the areas we haven't managed to get to already. I'll try. It's going to be a bit all over the place, that video, because I'm going to have to cut and continue at every spot along the way. Or it's going to be a super long video, which I'm trying to avoid. Even this video is a bit too long, but there's just so many battles and it takes time, so there's nothing you can really do. Here's a cool Chansey that we're battling, and it's pretty strong. It keeps healing all the time. Chansey's known as the healing Pokemon, so it's quite hard to knock out. It's got high defense as well. But yes, I'm looking forward to challenging the Elite Four, beating the Elite Four. After the Elite Four, I'll probably make about 5 or 6 more videos, and then I think I will be done with Radical Red. I'll definitely make a video showing how to catch and how to find the legendary Pokemon. So that might be 1 or 2 videos that I'll have to make, because there are a ton of legendary Pokemon. I'll also make probably 3 videos on the Sevi Islands. There are 3 Sevi Islands, so I'll probably make a video for each, or possibly do 2 islands in one video and the last island in a separate video. And on the Sevi Islands there is the final battle with Ashel Red, so that will be a video to make. And there is like the battle stadium or some battle thing on the Sevi Islands, which is really cool. So that will also be included in a video. But there won't be that many videos actually, probably 5 or 6 max. I'll showcase a few hidden things. We'll definitely have to make a video challenging all the secret trainers. So maybe I'll try and include them all in one video. But there are a lot of them. I might have to split it up into 2. So yeah, there should be another 6, possibly 6 videos after the Elite Four. So I imagine there's going to be close to 25 or 30 parts of this playlist. I'm going to put them all in a playlist under Radical Red, so you can always come and watch it and find them easily. I've tried to title them in a way that you can find where I am and watch through if you're stuck. Maybe you can get some ideas of how I've beaten some trainers, or what I did, or what Pokemon I used. And now, these 2 were a tough battle again. It is a tag team battle, so make sure your Pokemon are healed beforehand. Tag team battles do seem to be way more tougher than regular battles, or at least in my experience. It's just another level of complexity because you're battling 2 different types simultaneously. And yeah, you don't know which of your Pokemon you're gonna attack, so it's really tough to do these tag team battles. I think I did lose to this trainer once, so it was quite tricky. I had to re-battle her again, but I did win once I swapped my Pokemon's order around. Like, here is a Venusaur that is sent out, which is crazy. Erica had a Venusaur too, which was a gym leader. So, some of these our trainer battles are getting way tougher. But a really fun fight as well. It's nice to keep things challenging when all the trainers are too easy. It gets a bit boring. That's why if you had to compare like the normal Pokemon Red, it's just too easy for older players or adult players. It was fun when you're a kid, but if you had to replay it now, it's just too simple, too easy. Not enough Pokemon. That's why Radical Red is the perfect game for older players that also grew up in that gen, loving Pokemon, loving those games, older style games. These games are awesome. They're super complicated, super difficult. They've fixed everything that was problematic, made everything better. And it's definitely challenging. I'm on normal mode, and this game has been a struggle. I have battled almost every gym leader, and it's taken me 8 to 15 attempts to defeat the gym leader. Sometimes up to 40 or 50 attempts. And that's just normal mode. So imagine if you put it on hardcore. You have to be a true expert and get everything perfectly on points. If you can beat this game on expert, I have a lot of respect for you, because it's a tough game. But I think that's what makes it so fun and enjoyable. It's not a walk in the park. And when you do eventually defeat the Elite Four, you are so happy that you have finished the game, because it's a journey, a very slow, painful journey to get to the end. And in the normal games, you normally just have your team of 6, and you keep them to the end. But with this game, every boss battle, you have to swap out your team in order to stand a chance to win. If you just have one team from the beginning, I highly doubt that you're going to make it through the game with that exact team. Here we've just come across a Rhyperior, which is also a crazy cool Pokemon. Very underrated. I wouldn't mind adding Rhyperior to my team. He also got the final evolution pretty recently. Before it was always Rhyhorn and Rhydon. And then not too long ago they brought out Rhyperior. So it's got a third evolution. And it's a really strong ground rock type, I believe. That's why there's so many cool big ground rock type Pokemon to choose from. I definitely recommend getting one of them in the start. Like I got Axew and Haxorus, but you could get Aron and Aggron, which is really cool. Larvitar, Tyranitar, really cool. Rhyperior from Rhyhorn, really strong. Which other ones have I forgotten? But yeah, there's 5 or 6 really big, strong. They're either like dragon, ground, rock type Pokemon, and you can get them fairly early on in the game. Sorry. And yeah, definitely, you got to have one of them in your team. You need a strong ground type and a strong dragon type. I think out of the whole game, ground type Pokemon definitely are the most useful. If you take in all the battles and boss fights and everything, normally attacks like Earthquake and Magnitude are extremely useful. So you need a big strong Pokemon with Earth attacks. And Dragon types are also extremely useful, especially for the last gym leader and in the Elite Four, I believe. Dragon and Ice attacks are quite useful. But Rhyperior is a cool Pokemon. I did catch a Rhyhorn. I never trained it up yet, but I think I possibly should. Because I did evolve Mankey into Primeape and its new evolution. I tried to evolve Donphan, but it doesn't evolve for some reason. I think you have to catch the new evolution in the wild, the Great Tusk. I think it's like a separate Pokemon, even though it looks similar to Donphan. And here we come across a Dragapult, which is an awesome dragon water type. That's the actual Pokemon I was considering keeping in my team. So if I catch one, I might replace Lapras with Dragapult. It's quite a funny battle. I actually want the Dragapult. It's just quite a unique Pokemon, and also a lot of people forget about Dragapult. Greninja is also a cool water type, but I kind of don't want to use too many starter Pokemon, even though they're the coolest. Here we have a Dynamax Den Raid, and we come across a Magmar. This is the area where you can find Charmander and Bulbasaur. I'm just letting you know. I will come back to that area and show you guys all the Pokemon there, but that little piece of grass has Charmander and Bulbasaur. I believe you have to come in the daytime, like the morning time, to be able to encounter Bulbasaur. So in the daytime you can get Bulbasaur and Charmander there, but at night time I think you can only find Charmander, so just take note. If you're trying to get Bulbasaur, go in the morning. If you then you can get Bulbasaur, but you can get Charmander anytime. And it's strange that 2 such strong Pokemon are in one little area there. And that area is full of Fire-type Pokemon, so if you need a Fire-type Pokemon for your team, go explore that grass. There's probably about 8 different Fire types there that are pretty strong. Magmar is like one of my favorite Fire types as well. It can evolve into Magmortar now. we did get the TM Fuchsia City. Yes, that little patch of grass is so important. Such cool Pokemon. I'm definitely going to come back here and try get a shiny version of Charmander. I just want to make sure that you can get a shiny version. I don't know what it looks like, but I'm going to try my shiny hunt and see if my process is going to work again. If I do catch a shiny Charmander, I will make a video on how to get shiny Pokemon, because then I think my plan will be pretty foolproof. But now we still have a couple more trainers to get through. One or two of these trainers in this area was also super tough. Now I think there was about 3 or 4 trainers that I actually lost to on this way to Fuchsia City. I think when I get to Fuchsia City, I am gonna travel back to Celadon and buy Drampy or whatever to get Dragapult. I think I need to train it up, and I think I'm also going to train up my Rhyhorn into Rhyperior. Then I'm going to train both of those up just to see how they end up, what stats they have, and what attacks and type they are. So I'll definitely do that before I battle Koga, and I want to catch the shiny Charmander, so that's going to take a while. And hopefully I can evolve it into a shiny Charizard, which I'll definitely keep in my team. I don't know if I'll keep Charizard or Cerulege. We'll see whose stats are better, who's stronger. I do like that Cerulege has ghost-type attacks as well, which is super useful. But there's still quite a lot to do. I'd say we are probably about halfway through the game now, honestly. Because how many gym leaders have we beat? We beat Brock, Misty, Surge, Erika, Sabrina. 5. So we've defeated 5 gym leaders out of 8. We also beat Giovanni twice. I believe we have to fight him once more. I'm not sure though. And we have... yeah, we're about halfway. With all Giovanni's battles out the way. And 5 gym leaders. So we only got 3 gym leaders left. Probably have another rival battle or 2. 2 more rival battles and the big Ash battle. But yeah, I'd say we're around the halfway point pretty much. So still a lot more of the game to complete, but we have made a lot of progress. My Ursaluna is super strong. I can't believe its defense is so high. And I trained up another Pokemon. What was it? I don't know if it was Pawmot, the electric type, or what's the other electric type? It's slipped my mind. I'll try to think of its name, but its speed stats were crazy. I thought my Scissor's speed was fast because I maxed it out, but its speed was only about 180 or 190 for Scissor. This other Pokemon's speed was 210, which was absolutely crazy how fast it was. Even Gengar, you can max out his speed over 200. So it really depends on the Pokemon you catch. I thought that you don't really know what a high level is until you've seen a higher level, right? So I always thought my Scissor's speed was like through the roof, but actually it's not even that fast. I always thought Scissor was a fast Pokemon. So that's why I need to change its EVs. I think I'm going to take 100 or 150 EV points away from speed and rather put it on Scissor's special defense. So at least he will take a lot of attacks, special attacks well. I'm realizing that speed EV is not a good stat to put a lot of your points in unless your speed is crazy fast, like over 210. Otherwise, just don't waste it, because the only advantage speed stats will give you is to attack first. And if you aren't attacking first and you're still attacking second, don't put 200 EV points into it. It's a bit of a waste. So I am going to go back and EV train some of my Pokemon better and really compare all their stats and see which ones are super high in each stat category. But definitely think I'm going to have to switch out some of my weaker Pokemon as much as I love them. If you go look at your Pokemon's base stats, if they're under 500, they're pretty weak. And I have some Pokemon that are like 480, 485. Even 500 for base stats, your total stats is pretty weak. Ideally, you want to have a team with 540 or more. Some of the legendary Pokemon are all 600, I believe, or 550. Like Snorlax is semi-legendary and he's 540. So you kind of want to be in that range where you just got that little bit extra stat points. Like the 40 or 50 stat points makes a big difference when you get to the end of the game. So as much as I love some of these Pokemon, I am going to have to swap them out to stronger ones with just stronger base stats. Here we are also battling some crazy Pokemon. This Archeops is a really strong rock and dragon, I believe. So he's giving us a run for our money. I do want to train up Snorlax as well and see how strong he is. It does suck that he doesn't have an evolution, but he is quite strong. I also just don't like that he's a normal type. In my opinion, it works out. Normal types seem to be weaker to a lot more things for some reason. I could be wrong. But there is another normal type Pokemon that I really like. Oh, we just came across a Blaziken, also a crazy cool fire Pokemon. Wouldn't mind Blaziken in my team. And an Altaria, a crazy ice dragon type Pokemon. So yeah, we're really seeing some cool Pokemon here along the way. Be ready for tons of battles down this path. There's so many battles. You're going to be battled out by the end of this section. So just be ready for it. Also, really cool Braviary. Like, you already start seeing some sick Pokemon. Like, I never even really thought of Braviary, but it looks so cool I wouldn't mind adding it to my team now. But I was saying the normal Pokemon that I really want to try out, I don't know if he's going to be strong or weak, but I need to get Surf first, so hopefully I'll get Surf soon. But the Pokemon I want to try out is Type Null. A lot of people forget about Type Null, and I love his evolution. So I do know the area where you can catch Type Null. I think it is really hard to encounter, also like a 4 or a 1% chance of encountering it. But after I get Surf, I'm going to try go and catch it. Try catch a Type Null, train it up, and see how strong it is. If it is quite strong, I'm going to keep it on my team. So we'll see how that goes. And I think, yeah, when we get to the final gym leader, I really have to evaluate my team properly. Look at the Elite Four, who I'm going to battle, what types they are, and try put the strongest team together. Teach them all the TMs, give them all the items, stock up on everything. So that's going to be quite a process to do. But it is going to be really fun to try put together the ultimate team. I'm not sure if it was this Radical Red ROM hack, but the Elite Four, there was a game I played where there's 2 options of Pokemon for each battle. So like the first Elite Four trainer had 2 teams of 6, and you didn't know which one you were going to battle against. So I don't know if I think it might have been Radical Red, but that was like another layer of difficulty, because you could build your team around one of the 6 Pokemon, but then you might get the other complete different 6. But yeah, I need to double check if it is this ROM hack or if it was a different one. But the Elite Four is definitely the most challenging section in the game. Just make sure you have a ton of revives, a ton of full heals, and a ton of ether to replenish your attacks, like by 99 of each or more. Yeah, we've come across an Empoleon, the final evolution of Piplup. So that's also one of the super cool water type. Like, I love Empoleon. There is a cool Empoleon card that I've been wanting to try and get for ages that I haven't got yet. But a lot of the starters' final evolutions are really cool. So you're spoiled for choice in this game. It's so tough to choose only 6. There's probably like 40 Pokemon that I really like that you can get in this game. I am going to try to skip a lot of these battles because I've already battled for the last half an hour. So I'll rather try to get to the city and then come back and train or battle all these trainers later on. I just want to get there and see if we can battle Koga and heal all my Pokemon. Let's see if there's anything upstairs. Okay, he wants to teach us TM, but not too keen. And we got these orbs. Okay, so they're orbs that poison and burn you. So, I don't know, it might... Oh, I suppose if you have like an attack that does double damage if you burnt or poisoned, that's a good item to hold, because as you start the battle, you'll get poisoned, and then your attack will be doubled. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting strategy to poison and burn yourself. But here we are at Fuchsia Town. There was a Lapras in the water. Here's the gym. The gym appears to be closed. We have to re-battle other gym leaders before we battle Koga. Oh no, okay, so we have to re-battle Brock, we have to re-battle Misty, we have to re-battle Surge, and Erika. Are you kidding me? This is gonna take forever, and I believe they have some new Pokemon in their teams. So, oh, this is gonna be tough. I thought I was gonna battle Koga right now, but that's not the case. We gotta travel all the way back and battle these gym leaders again, and I struggled so.